Hi again, everybody. My name is Ruthie. Thanks for joining me today. I am so blessed to be able to share with you another 60-minute yoga session. Today will be a hatha yoga session, and our theme today will be resilience. And so, thinking about, as I was preparing for today, the idea of our minds, our bodies, and our spirits, and how resilient we are as human beings here on this planet, created for this very space and time. And a lot of times our bodies can get worn down, as well as our minds, and our spirits can get weary. And we are designed to be resilient. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this class is beneficial for you today. We're going to start in a seated position, and a couple of things here as maybe you get settled on your mat. You're welcome to maybe sit up on a folded blanket, if you have a firm pillow or something like that, or you can even sit up on if you have yoga blocks, you're welcome to just sit on the floor. If you have blocks or a folded blanket, you might want to grab that and have that handy. And then also some kind of strap, you'll be able to use that if you would like during this session. But it's also okay if you have none of this. You can do this maybe with a towel on the floor. If you don't have a mat, it's totally fine. So thank you so much for being here, and we're going to get started. So find a comfortable seated position, and that can, as far as your legs can look, whatever is comfortable for you. So you can have your legs crossed under, they could be over. Maybe it feels good to have them just kind of sitting out straight, one out, one in. Totally fine. Just find a comfortable position. And we're going to come into some stillness and find our breath. It is okay if you would like to go ahead and close your eyes. And let's place our hands maybe palm down here on our knees for a little bit of grounding, and engage our core here. And we want to think about sitting here maybe with purpose here in the beginning, but we don't want to be like super tight in our sits posture. So find just a seated position that is comfortable, but also grounded here. Okay, let's take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale through your mouth. Another deep breath in. And exhale through your mouth. Let's do 3 more of those. It's okay to close your eyes. Also remember that your breath is unique to you. My breath is unique to me. So throughout this practice, it's okay if our breath is not in unison. It's okay if our movements are not in sync or in unison. Let's take one more deep breath in. And then exhale. And now maybe put a hand on your heart center, maybe a hand here on your abdomen or belly. And let's close our eyes gently. And let's take a nice deep breath in here. And then when you exhale, think about relaxing the shoulders and relaxing your breath. So just transitioning to a natural, normal pace of breath here. Calm. And then allowing your mind to enter into stillness, focusing on the rise and fall of your breath, noticing how your hands are moving up and down in unison with your chest and your belly as we experience the miracle of life, the miracle that is our breath. now is a good time to maybe find a word or phrase that has to do with resilience for you. So this can be something that's empowering, a word or phrase that's unique for you. And it could simply be the word resilience. So find your own word or phrase, and as we work throughout our practice today, as the world and sometimes our mind tries to draw our attention away, just come back to that word. Allow that word to be a catalyst to draw you back to your breath and back to the here and now. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, release your hands back down to the side here. We're going to inhale, hands to sky. Allow the hands to gently come together, and then exhale, allow the hands to go down to the side. Now, remember, your breath is unique to you and mine is to me. Just inhale and allow your hands to lift up, and then exhale, allow your hands to go down. Let's do 3 more breaths here. Maybe noticing the air as it's coming in and out of your nostrils. Noticing how you feel as your hands go up and those arms come back down. Nice. Let's go ahead and just do 1 more here. And exhale. We're going to come halfway even with our shoulders. Let's face those palms forward. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. And we're going to exhale, bring those palms together, chin to chest, as you exhale. Inhaling, open those arms up, maybe a little look up to the sky. A little tilt back of the head, not too far. Inhaling and exhaling here. Let's do 3 more here. More. Open nice and wide. A nice big breath in here. Lift the palms towards the ceiling. Finding some energy in these arms and stillness. Maybe close your eyes. Nice big breath in. And let's release the hands down to the ground. Already feeling a bit of warmth in the shoulders and arms. And then feeling the release as we allow our hands to just dangle down to the side and rest. We're going to inhale, hands to sky. And then as we exhale, we're going to rotate to one side. And one arm's going to go behind and one in front. Inhaling, hands to sky. Exhaling, other side. 3 more. Nice. Let's bring those hands back to our knees and let's draw those shoulders up to our ears as we inhale, and then exhale, release. Maybe a little wiggle again. Inhale, shoulders go up to ears, and then exhale. Nice. Let's do 3 more. Maybe allowing a fist as you have energy in those hands and the shoulders and upper back, and then exhale. Maybe allowing just the shoulders to go up. You choose what feels good for you. And exhale. Nice. We're going to do a little seated cat-cow here. And so let's take a nice deep breath in and allow the belly to expand. Come forward, maybe sending the shoulders back just a little. Okay, a little curve in the spine. And then we're going to exhale. And as we exhale, we're going to draw the belly in. Allow the spine to round and maybe chin to chest here. This is cat. And then we're going to inhale, send the belly forward, a little arch in that back. This is cow, belly goes forward. Exhale. Then let's do 2 more. Last one. Nice. Let's allow our feet to come out from underneath us if they're up underneath you. And if they're not, if they're already out, just let them fold them a little bit and have them facing forward. A little bend in the knee, and then I also kind of like to do just a little wiggle in those legs because we've had so much stillness down here in our lower body. So just do a little movement, wavy wiggle. Wiggle our ankles, wiggle our toes, maybe point those toes away and then draw those toes back just to get a little movement, okay? We're gonna go to tabletop position on the mat. So come to all fours. And if you have issues, a couple of guidelines here, ideas for you. If you have issues with your knees, you're welcome to use a blanket that's folded over however thick you would like, to add extra padding for those knees. So you could be here. That's one option. But you could also bring that back farther and have that knee just kind of hang, the front of the knee kind of hang off the edge of that blanket. And that will give you some space here in the front of that knee. So that might feel better for some people than just being straight on the padded blanket, okay? So choose what you would like for that. As far as your hands, as you get kind of set here, if you have issues with your wrist and the flat palm is just too much for your wrist, that's okay. You can give yourselves a thumbs up, right? And then give yourself a fist here. So that sometimes that flat palm, I've actually had some wrist injuries, and I've totally customized this for myself when I'm teaching, as I needed to give myself more of a neutral wrist. So it's totally okay anytime to go here. You could do a little of both, okay? And then if this doesn't work for you, you could always go to your elbows if you would like, and then you can move through and in and out of those, okay? So I'm gonna go with my fingers spread nice and wide here. My wrists are underneath my elbows, elbows underneath my shoulders. And we would like to have our hips with our knees directly under. So we're gonna do, we did seated cat-cow. We're gonna do cat-cow here on all fours. So we're gonna inhale and our belly's gonna go to the earth. The crown of our head's gonna go to the sky, tailbone to the sky as we inhale. And we're gonna exhale, draw that belly in, crown of your head to the earth, tailbone comes in, pelvis rotates in, okay? Inhale for cow, belly to the earth, exhale. Moving at a pace that's good for you and in a position that's good for you in those hands and knees. Nice. Let's do one more. Just want to get a sense for how we're feeling in our back and in our body here. Okay, we're going to rock forward and back just slightly here into those wrists. Okay, just a little in and out. And then it's just little movement here, okay? Not anything drastic. We don't want to be all the way over in front of our wrists. Just a little movement. We're going to sit back just a little bit. We're going to raise one hand off the ground, do a circle with that hand. Should feel really good. Maybe wiggle those fingers. And then do the same on the other side. Okay? Nice. We're going to reach one hand forward, rotating hand, palm in. And you could choose to stay here. You could choose to extend the opposite leg back and have your pinky down in the front and your big toe down on the bottom. These are options. Down in the back. And you guys, this is totally great to stay here. And you can move in and out. So we're going to inhale when we move out, and we're going to exhale when we move in. So you can move into here and move out to here. Okay, so allowing the pinky and the toe to stay on the ground. Or you could lift it up as you inhale And bring it back down and maybe fist to knee as you exhale, okay? Or you could do elbow to knee. We're just gonna do a little warming up here. And if you wanna find stillness, that's great too, okay? So choose what you want. You can totally stay here and be still, okay? And let's do one more if you're moving, one more breath if you're in stillness. Nice. We're going to put that hand and that knee down. We're going to shift our weight to the hand over here and reach up. Allow your hand on the other side to find some rotation and some stillness. Not stillness, some movement. Okay, we're going to switch to the other side. So we're going to extend that pinky out. You can stay here the whole time, okay? And you can simply lift and lower that pinky off the ground, or you could extend the leg back, big toe on the ground. You can stay here the whole time and breathe, or you can lift and lower. Choose what you want here. And we're going to inhale, extending out, and then exhale, bringing in. Finding our balance. Finding our resilience here. Now, it's important. We don't want to just go straight into just stretching. So it's important to make sure our body is warm. So moving through here and just doing some movement to making sure that we have a fully warmed up body. So let's kind of slide back here. Both hands are on the ground, and then move forward again into those wrists. Gentle movement. And then if you want to have some rotation here as well, going one direction and the other, that's great too. Okay? Just a couple of times here. Awesome. We're going to curl those back toes under. And we're going to send our hips to sky for down dog. Pressing back into the heel. Maybe a pedal here, gently here in the feet. Listen to your body. Let's do 3 more breaths. Breathing here. And then just maybe allow some rotation in the head or allow it to hang. And one more big deep breath and maybe find stillness. We're going to walk those feet forward. It's okay to bend the knees, and we're going to come to a standing position. We're going to do some sun salutations. Make sure that we're nice and warm. Let's maybe do some rotations, maybe a little marching here as we're standing up. Rotations in our shoulders and in our wrists. And then maybe a little even wiggle side to side. Want to get a little sassy? That's fine. And we're going to go up onto our toes and then back down. And then just lift the toes off the ground, maybe a little wiggle here. Let's inhale, and we're going to settle in first into being used to standing up here. And then exhale, bringing those hands down to heart center. Let's take 5 breaths here. It's okay to close your eyes. Nice deep breath in and exhale. We're going to release the hands to our side. Let's rotate palms out for mountain pose. Drawing of the shoulders back here, nice neutral neck. Energy here through our feet all the way up to the crown of our head and all the way down through our fingertips. I like to spread my fingers nice and wide. And then there's a softness to the knee. We don't want to lock our knees out, so have some softness here. Our gaze is straight ahead. 2 more breaths. Nice. We're going to inhale, hands to sky. We're going to exhale, drawing the belly in. We're going to forward fold, nice and slow here. Noticing how it feels. Taking our time here. Maybe a little ragdoll, elbow to palm, a little sway. Maybe outside of knee to inside of elbow. Or maybe it feels good just to allow a little bit of a hang here as we begin. And then let's find a little bit of stillness, maybe fingertips on the floor. We're going to bring those hands to below our knees or above our knees, whatever's comfortable. And we're going to inhale and half lift. Our gaze is down in front of our mat here. A couple of breaths here. Notice how this feels energy-wise. Draw those elbows in your upper body, your core, and that whole lower back, hamstring area. Big breath in here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, hands to sky. Nice. Exhale, bring those hands back down to your side for mountain. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. A little pause, just a slight pause, maybe a side to side sway. Should feel really good. Allow the head to hang. And then bring those hands up wherever you would like, half lift. Exhale, release the hands back down, softness in the knees, inhale, hands to sky. Nice. Maybe a slight bend backwards. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands go to the earth. And we're going to send one of our feet back to low lunge. Finding some stillness here. Now, if it does not feel good for you, make sure to listen to your body. We want an anchoring in our hands here, okay? So if this is not good for you, you can always bring a knee down, okay? Choosing where you would like to be. Know to listen to your body is the most important thing here. Nice. We're going to inhale and exhale. And we're going to inhale again. Bring that foot back up. Exhale. Inhale, hands to sky. Nice. Exhale, back to mountain pose. So we're gradually adding on here in this sun salutation. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale here, half lift. Exhale, hands go to the earth. Anchoring into the hands, soft knees. We're going to send the other leg back. Doesn't matter which side. And you can heel toe maybe that front foot out to the side, okay, if that feels better. And always remember you can allow that back knee to go to the earth. That's great too. Find your breath. Nice deep breath in. And exhale, we're going to bring that foot forward. Inhale and then exhale again here. Soft knees, take our time. Inhale, hands to sky. Nice. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, back down to the earth. Then we're going to send one leg back and then the other leg back. Choosing here maybe to stay in plank, up on your toes or going to your knees, no right or wrong. Nice, big, deep breaths here. Nice, deep breath in. Exhale, allow bending of the elbows inward, and we're going to go all the way to the earth. Inhale, press into those hands as we lift back up into kneeling plank or plank. And then we're going to bring a foot forward or just walk the feet forward, okay? Remember, we all have different things that we do with our bodies throughout the day. So, and our workouts are all different. It is okay to customize this for yourself. Okay, we're gonna go all the way through now. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands go to the earth. Inhale, send one foot back. Exhale. Inhale, send another foot back. Finding pause here. Choosing on your knees. It's great. Inhale, allow gradual release down to the earth. And then we're going to inhale, press up for cobra. Exhale, back down. One more time, pressing up and then back. Maybe it's a downward facing dog here. Nice. Inhale, choosing to bring a foot forward or walking those feet forward. We're going to stand back up. Inhale, hands to sky. Nice. And one more. Rest is coming. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, send a foot back. Finding pause here. Finding our balance. It's important not to rush this. Inhale, hands to sky. Oh, not hands to sky. Inhale, foot goes back. Plank or kneeling plank. Inhale. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, press for cobra. And then exhale, release back down. We're going to find rest. I'm going to switch back a little bit so I'm on my mat. So choices here. Allow your chest and full body to rest on the earth. You can have the forehead resting on the ground. You could have flat palm on top of flat palm here if you would like. And let's take 5 relaxation breaths here. Finding stillness. So we're going to draw those hands back. We're going to press back into down dog as we inhale. Gentle pedal again. This should feel really good in your calves, all the way up into your hamstrings maybe. And we're going to start working here now into the stretching, lengthening, renewal part of our session now that we're nice and warm, okay? So you can choose here. We're going to go into pigeon, and I'm going to show you reverse pigeon as well. So those of you that don't want to go up and under on your knee here, hold on and I'll show you that here in a second. If you're here in down dog, you can lift a leg up and just bring it forward and have a seat. Or you can allow a 3-legged dog. You're reaching that foot up and then allowing that foot to come up and under. We're going to stay anchored in our hands, okay? So, and the lifting of the heart and chest forward, okay? For those of you who do not want to do this, that is okay. You are going to go onto your back and draw a knee up into an angled knee here, up into your chest. So the foot kind of goes cross body. And this is reverse pigeon. And you can stay here the whole time. This is wonderful as well. Okay, so choose what you want. If you're here on your hands, let's take a deep breath in. Look forward. Another deep breath in. And then maybe allowing the hands or elbows to go to the earth. If you have a block
you're welcome to have that block here and allow the head to rest. Find some stillness. If you're on your back, we want to draw that knee kind of in and feel some stretch, but then take a deep breath in as well and try to relax the muscles in your upper back, your chest. If you choose to stay there, your head could actually go all the way to the earth, no right or wrong. And one of the things I like to do very gently is it's very minimal movement, side to side maybe, exploring for yourself what feels good. Be gentle here. And if you're on your back, you can just rock that leg side to side. Okay, notice how just a little bit of movement here, you can feel it stretch differently. Be very gentle. Nice. We're going to press, bring those hands underneath us, curl that back toe under. We're going to press into those hands. Then we're going to lift ourselves up and send that foot back into downward facing dog. Now, if you're on your back, you're going to extend your leg out and you're going to switch to the other leg, okay? So, option again, and you know what you want, go straight to it. You don't have to wait for me. You can bring this other leg forward, doesn't matter which side, just making sure it's the other side that you have not done, or you could three-legged dog, and then swing that leg up and under, pressing into those hands, sitting nice and tall. Allow the back foot to rest nicely on the mat. Top of the foot resting on the mat. Find your breath here. Noticing with your mind's eye how it feels in that hip, in your quad, in your hamstring, and how it feels in your hip flexor here. Again, if you're on your back, take a deep breath in and just relax. If you're here with your hands on the mat, let's go to our elbows. Maybe allow the head to the earth or on a block, either way. And if this is a challenge for you, you can also have a block underneath that hip for a little bit of a support. Okay, so finding stillness here in our breath and exploring what feels good for us. Nice. We're going to curl the back toe under, bring the hands to the side. If you're on your hands, we're going to inhale and then go back to down dog. Okay. A little pedal here in those feet. If you're on your back, just extend your feet out and point your toes away and then point them at your face, okay? We're going to bring those knees up and underneath us if you're here. We're actually going to join our friends who are already laying down in reverse pigeon. So we're going to sit back on our seat and then we're going to lay down. If you have a strap, have that handy because there's an opportunity to use that here in just a moment. Okay, as we lay down here, we're just going to take a few breaths just to get settled in down here. Maybe some circles with our wrist, maybe some windshield wiper or rocking here in our knees, and then just settle in for stillness. Our feet are on the ground, our knees are bent and kind of pointing to the sky here. So let's take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Nice. We want to get used to laying on our backs. Those of you who have not gotten here yet, those of you in pigeon, you're already used to it, which is great. So maybe close our eyes for just a couple more breaths. Notice where your body is touching the mat. Notice where your feet are grounded, your shoulders, maybe points in your hips. Nice.
We're going to inhale and then exhale. We're going to bring our knees into our center body here, just even with our shoulders. Draw those knees in. Now the hands can be wrapped around the crook of our knee here. They could be gently on the part of our shins. Just be mindful of those knees, okay? So if you need a little bit more space, it's okay to be here. We all have different needs, and move in a way that feels good to you. Let's do a gentle rock side to side. Nice. Nice big deep breath in. And then exhale, release. We're going to work a little bit on our hamstrings today. So we're going to extend the foot up. And you could choose to have hands interlaced behind here around that hamstring. A slight bend in the knee is okay. We're just going to draw that knee into our chest. Now, this is where you can have an opportunity. Here's different options. Maybe to use a strap if you have one. You could bring those hands higher still into your calf. And a lot of times I kind of like to go in and just massage my calves here. It feels really good. And then find some stillness. Interlace my fingers, okay? And then you can point the toe away and then point your toe to your face. Gentle here. If you have tight calves, move very gently. And it's a soft grip around that muscle of your calf, okay? So listen to your body. Try not to restrict the muscle there. And then also some circles here, okay? And the ankle feels really good. So we're going to work on that hamstring. You're welcome to stay here, or you can grab your strap and wrap it around the ball of your foot. I like to just wrap those the strap ends around my wrist, so my hands can have a little bit more freedom. So we're going to allow the weight of our arms here to just give us a gentle stretch in that leg. Our other leg, our knee is still up and our foot is on the earth. If you would like, you could take a deep breath in and exhale, extend that leg out. Notice how this changes, how it feels. If that's issue for you in your lower back, simply just stay here. It is okay. And then it's a drawing down and in here. Listen to your muscles here. Listen to your body. If you have tight calves or hamstrings, it's okay to have a bent knee. Okay, this takes a lot of that pressure off that Achilles and that calf. So, nice. You could choose to stay here and explore that. You can release one hand from the strap and grab the strap with the same hand. Now, that's on the side of the leg that's extended up. Now, if you don't have a strap, it's okay. You could still be here doing this, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate out just a little bit, allowing some movement here with the hips that are on the ground. So allow some rotation. So if you're here, we're going to allow rotation to whatever's comfortable and sending this away. Notice my hip is actually rotating. I have rotation into the side. So we're allowing this part of our body here, that other glute, to lift off the earth and rotate. And then simply draw back to where it's comfortable. Nice and easy here. Let's do about 5 breaths. If you're not doing this, you're welcome to stay here. Welcome to explore maybe a softening and a bending of the knee. Let's do 3 more breaths. And then you could also extend that opposite hand out to the back. Okay, and then you could rotate your head to the back. Nice big breath in. We're going to bend the knee and we're going to take our strap away if you have one. And we're going to switch to the other side, allowing this foot to rest nicely on the mat. And extend the other leg to the sky. Softness in the knee is okay. Remember, your hands can be on that hamstring or up on this calf. If it's on your calf, you're welcome to massage that calf a little bit and then maybe some rotation in the ankle, softness around the calf, or your hands are down here on your hamstring. No right or wrong. You're welcome to wrap that strap around the ball of your foot, or go strap free. At any point you want to use your breath and have a little bit of movement, flexion and extension here, gently of that knee, feeling the stretch and how it feels differently when you move it, nice and slow. And you could choose to rotate out. Decide for yourself what feels good. And then with my hands, I'm actually going to kind of anchor here into my elbow, finding balance, allowing that other glute to come off the mat and finding a bit of a twist. Extending the other arm out if you would like, rotating face to meet the thumb. Look at your thumb. Couple more breaths here. Nice big breath in. Exhale, move back to center. Let's bend that knee in and find our hands behind the crook of our knee. Let's do a gentle rock side to side in our lower back here, and some circles maybe with those ankles as we find a little bit of movement. We're gonna find some stillness and then extend one leg out to the end of our mat. Does not matter which side, you get to choose. Opposite hand to the outside of the knee and leg that is pulled in towards your chest, and we're going to find a nice twist. Other hand could stay maybe on your chest or on your side as we find the twist here. So other hand can rest nicely. Let me get rid of my strap here. On your rib cage, or it could be extended out again like we were, finding a nice twist. And notice how this feels different. Now let's take 4 more breaths here. Nice. Big breath in. Exhale, move back to center. Let's draw those hands behind our knees, draw the knees in, gentle rock side to side. Finding some stillness, extend the other leg out. Cross body here, opposite hand to opposite side leg. Find your twist. Choose what feels good for you. And then maybe extending that arm out or leaving it by your side. Maybe your gaze is to the ceiling, or maybe your gaze is rotated over to look at that thumb. Four more breaths here. Notice with your mind's eye how it feels to simply be still here in this stretch. Nice big breath in. And exhale back to center. Okay, and one more time, let's draw those knees into chest. Straight back. Should feel really good. We're going to allow those feet to go to the earth. We're going to do a little bit of bridge here. Anchoring into our feet, we're going to lift the hips off the ground. You choose how high up this lift is. Listen to your body, anchoring in the feet. Inhaling and then exhaling, allowing your hips and lower back to go back down to the earth. Now, if this does not feel good to you, it's not comfortable to you, you're welcome to grab a block, and you can sit that block up underneath here and have some stability here and just find stillness here, okay?
So choose what you would like to do. It's totally fine. Okay. Find your breath. And you could choose to stay here, anchoring with your hands out to the side. You could choose to reach up. Take some nice deep breaths in here. You could choose to reach up overhead. Feeling this in our glutes and our core. Big breath in. And let's release back down to the earth. Again, if you do not want to do this, it is okay to find stillness with that block underneath and that on that back, lower back, glutes. It's totally fine. We're going to do some windshield wipers here with our knees. Gentle movement, some rotation, should feel really good. Then we're going to do this one more time, and I'm going to give you options for your upper body here. So we're going to inhale, lifting the hips off the earth, engaging our glutes and anchoring into the floor here, the ground, and your hands could go under and behind, not behind, under, I guess it's behind your back actually. My shirt's getting in the way. So you could interlace those hands, or you could go wrist to palm here. So choose what you would like. And this is great for your shoulders. Maybe a little wiggle side to side, just gently. And as we breathe, let's do 5 breaths here. If you have that block up and under you, which is great, we're just going to extend those hands down, okay? Just reach down, okay? So you could be here. It should feel really good on your shoulders, okay? 2 more breaths. If you're anchoring here into your feet, you're more, got those glutes that you're squeezing. Find your resilience. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Nice. Let's draw those knees into chest one more time. Maybe the outside of our shins, and maybe a little wider here in our knee space here. It can be wider than your shoulders, and you could totally have those knees together if that feels more comfortable. It is always okay to do what makes you feel comfortable and feel good. So either way. We're going to find stillness. We're going to draw one toe back. We're going to send that sole of our foot to the sky. Choosing to stay here, or maybe grabbing the big toe. We're going to do half a happy baby. You could wrap that hand around the outside, drawing that knee down. Feeling this in our hamstrings, our hip. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Another gentle wiggle. And we're going to go to the other side. Draw that toe back. Send that foot to the sky. And choose what you want. Maybe it's behind the knee. Okay? Maybe it's on that hamstring. Maybe you grab the big toe. Maybe you wrap around the outside or the inside. Choose what feels good. Take some deep breaths. Again, if this does not feel good to you, it is okay. You do not have to do this. You're welcome to find joy here in a windshield wiper, or just drawing those knees into your chest. Big breath in. And exhale. We're going to bring those knees together, send our feet to the sky. Soft bend in our knee. And this is another great opportunity to grab your strap if you would like. And we're going to wrap that strap around the ball of our knees, maybe allowing that strap to rotate around our wrist. And then this allows the weight of your arms to just kind of hang here. And I just love this position. Legs up the wall.
Okay, and this is really good for our lymphatic system. Very good. It just feels fantastic to me. If you don't have a strap, it is okay. Whew. You could simply be here. You could interlock the hands and be here. Couple more breaths. And see if we can find our breath here. And actually find and welcome some relaxation in our upper body and in those legs. Now, obviously we're going to have energy in our hands. Energy in our hands through the strap, from our wrists around. Energy in our hands here that are interlocked. But allow your mind's eye to scan the rest of your body and find relaxation in your shoulders, softness in your breathing, and gentleness of mind. Maybe allowing the mind to ponder our resilience and healing, the miracles that happen in our bodies every day. Nice, big breath in. Exhale, allow the hands to be released and then stabilize your legs on those hamstrings. Big breath in again. Exhale, release the feet to the earth. If you have the strap, just take the strap away, set it to the side. Draw those knees in. And then release the feet, soles of the feet to the mat. We're going to extend our feet out to the end of the mat. Should feel really, really good. Oh, let's allow the feet to sag out to the side. Softness in our breath. And we're going to take some time to find relaxation and stillness. Let's take a nice deep breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping your body laying flat on the floor. Notice the curve of your spine, the curve of your body as it hits the mat. Nice deep breaths in. And nice long exhales. Find your own pace of breath. Now with your mind's eye, allow your body to simply breathe at your natural pace of breath. Notice with your mind's eye the rise and fall of your rib cage and your belly as you breathe. Notice your toes, your feet, your ankles. Maybe give a little wiggle and then ask the muscles in that part of your body to relax. And then from your ankles all the way up to your waist, quads, your calves, your shins, your hamstrings, your glutes, hips. Take a deep breath in. And when you exhale, allow the muscles there to relax. And from your waist, all the way up to your shoulders. And all the way back down to your spine, the tailbone, all the way. Allow relaxation in your core, your chest, your shoulders, the muscles around your shoulder blades, your mid and lower back. From your fingertips all the way to your shoulders, your biceps, your triceps, your forearms. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, allow those arms, palms, fingers to soften. And now drawing your mind's eye to your forehead and allowing the creases in your forehead to become erased. The corners of your eyes soften. The corners of your mouth relax. Release tension in your jawbone on both sides. Maybe allow a little space between your teeth. And let's take a nice deep breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Another deep breath in for 4. Hold that breath for 4. And exhale for 4. One more time. Nice, slow, deep breath in. Biggest breath you've taken all day. Hold that breath for 4. And now when you exhale for 4, soften even still your entire body. Now go back to your normal pace of breath. Kind of breath you don't have to think about. Your natural, God-given breath. And we're going to create some space here, some time here to bear witness to the miracle that is our body, its beating heart, its lungs, diaphragm, the miracles within us physically that happen every minute of every day. And ponder the resilience of our physical body. Be grateful for that resilience in this moment. And now creating space and time and energy to ponder our minds, the resilience of our mental health, the resilience of our brilliance that we possess, and the miracles that happen there every moment of every day. And finally, creating time and space to ponder our spiritual self, our soul, that part of us that sometimes we spend so little time with, that connection that we have with our Creator, who made us uniquely us. Maybe allowing some thoughts about the resilience of our soul, our spirit, and embracing our uniqueness here. As we breathe, soften the breath and find stillness of mind, body, and spirit. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale through our mouth. Nice. Another deep breath in. And exhale through our mouth. One more nice deep breath in. And exhale. Nice. Let's do a little wiggle in our hands. Maybe gentle wiggles of our toes. Maybe some circles with our wrists and our ankles. Maybe a little fluttering of our eyes as we come back to reality here. And then whenever you're ready, please roll over into side sleeping position onto your side. You're welcome to tuck those hands, one hand underneath your head, and bring those knees into your chest maybe a little bit. Take some breaths there as we get used to moving again here, slowly getting used to being still. And then let's take a nice deep breath in. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Nice. We're going to inhale, hands to sky. Allow the hands to come together. As we exhale, allow the hands to come down to heart center. Again, another deep breath in, hands go up. Bring those hands together and exhale, hands down to heart center. Nice, let's do two more. Inhale, hands up overhead. Nice, big, deep breaths here. Exhale, hands down to center. And one last nice, deep, big, deep breath. And exhale, bring those hands down to heart center. Finding stillness here, maybe interlacing the last three fingers. Drawing those shoulders down and your elbows in close to your body. Choosing to stay here, maybe allowing the head to rest on your fingers here for some quiet stillness and prayer time here. Allowing some space here to give yourself what you need. Nice. Deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands down to your lap, and we're going to walk those hands out forward all the way as far as you can reach on those fingertips. Maybe some space between. Allow the head to hang. Maybe a little wiggle side to side. Big breath in here as much as you can with our little belly squish. Allow the elbows to relax. Palms flat on the floor. Another breath in. Exhale. Let's walk those hands back up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you were reminded of your resilience, and I hope you feel better than you did an hour or so ago. Thank you again for joining me. Namaste.